You know that strange feeling when it starts raining outside, and instead of feeling annoyed, something in you quietly relaxes. Not a big reaction, not excitement, just a subtle softening, like your whole body finally got permission to slow down. You might even pause for a second near the window, watching the streets change. Cars move slower, people hurry a little less. The world doesn't look like it's trying so hard anymore. And what's interesting is, while everyone else starts complaining about the weather, you don't fully agree with them, because a part of you thinks, finally, you have probably noticed this doesn't happen with sunny days. Sunny days feel different. They come with expectations. People wake up and say things like, "It is such a beautiful day. You should go out, be productive, do something." Even the light feels demanding. Bright rooms, open windows, energy everywhere, like the day is gently pushing you forward, whether you are ready or not. And somehow, that can feel tiring. There is a strange thing that happens with people who prefer rainy days. They don't always say it out loud, but rainy weather feels like the world is matching their internal pace. You sit inside, maybe with a blanket, maybe with a warm drink, maybe just lying on your bed, doing absolutely nothing important. And instead of guilt showing up immediately, there is relief, because the rain outside is doing something important psychologically. It removes pressure. It makes staying in not just acceptable, but natural. No one expects you to make the most of the day when the sky itself looks like it canceled plans, like you need a reason, like rest has to be earned. You might not even realize how much your mood shifts with the weather, because it doesn't feel logical. It feels emotional. You are not thinking, "I prefer rain because of reduced sensory stimulation." You are just feeling calmer. And that is where something deeper starts to show itself. Because for some people, rainy days are not really about weather at all. They are about permission. Permission to slow down without explaining yourself. Permission to not be on. Permission to exist without performance. People rarely talk about this, but there are individuals who feel like they are always slightly being observed by life itself. Like even when no one is watching, there is still a background expectation to be doing something meaningful, useful, or improving. Sunny days amplify that feeling because everything looks active. People are outside. Social media fills with plans. Energy is visible everywhere. And if you are sitting still, it can start to feel like you are the only one paused in a world that is moving correctly. But then rain arrives, and suddenly the world pauses with you. Windows fog up, streets empty out, sounds become softer, even time feels slower, like it is breathing differently, and your nervous system responds to that change more than your thoughts do. What is interesting is that people who love rainy days are often not lazy or unmotivated. In fact, many of them are the ones who function, perform, and push themselves quite well when needed. But that is exactly why rain feels like relief, because it temporarily removes the expectation to function. There is also something quietly emotional happening underneath. For some people, productivity has become tied to worth, not consciously, not dramatically, just subtly. A good day is a productive day. A bad day is a wasted day. Rest becomes something that needs justification. So when rain arrives, it breaks that silent rule. It gives the world an excuse to slow down, which also gives you one. And you don't have to negotiate with yourself as much. You don't have to decide whether resting is allowed. It just is. You might sit near a window, watching droplets slide down the glass, and feel something you do not fully name. A kind of quiet safety. Not happiness in the loud sense, not excitement, just ease. And maybe that is why rainy days feel so different. Because they do not ask anything from you. They don't demand improvement. They don't suggest you should be elsewhere. They don't push you into becoming anything. They simply exist. And in that shared stillness, something in you can stop bracing for a moment. There is another layer too. Rainy days often match internal emotional states that people don't always have space for in daily life. The slower thinking, the softer focus, the quieter emotions that don't fit well in bright, busy environments. So instead of feeling off on rainy days, you might actually feel aligned, like your internal world and the external world are finally speaking the same language. And that can feel surprisingly rare, because most of the time, there is a mismatch. Inside, tired, thoughtful, reflective; outside, loud, bright, scheduled, demanding. So when rain arrives and reduces that gap, It doesn't just change the weather, it changes the pressure of existing. It is not that rainy days are better, it is that they are quieter. And in that quiet, you do not have to perform your energy. You can just have whatever energy you actually have, even if that means low energy, even if that means doing nothing in particular. There is a kind of honesty in that state that sunny days don't always allow as easily. So when someone says, "I love rainy days," it's often not about clouds or temperature or aesthetics. It is about what disappears when it rains. Expectations soften, noise reduces, time slows down, and for a moment, being unproductive stops feeling like something to fix. And maybe that's the real reason it feels so comforting, not because rain changes the world, but because it stops asking you to keep up with it. You don't become a different person in the rain, you just become a less pressured version of yourself. And that version often feels more honest than the one the sunshine asks for.